Welcome everyone. Angry Rob here from Chesapeake Pipe and Cigar. I am so happy to have my man today. He's built a cigar empire on rocket fuel and raw passion. Omar de Frias, founder of Fratello. Omar, thank you for doing this, my man.
This is a pleasure of mine, buddy. This is a pleasure of mine. Good to see you. Good to see another fellow bald man. We need to
I
keep
know, I
the
know.
trajectory going.
We need to have more of us out there.
Amen. Amen. Thank you for having me over, man. I'm looking forward to talking to cigars, life, the whole nine yards.
Yeah,
I might be
yeah.
smoking the
So,
Fratello Bianco Foco right now, so I'm gonna
oh,
light
look
this
at you
up in the
showing off. I
meantime.
love it. I love it. So Omar's been in the shop a couple times. I've known him for a little while. He's always a family member at our holiday parties. We got a holiday party coming up. Omar, everyone cannot wait for you to be there. Every day they're like, "Is Omar coming? When's he coming? When's he coming?" He walks in.
Be so
He's a
good.
great storyteller, great personality. We love having you at the shop, and we're looking forward to having you in a couple weeks.
It's gonna be so much fun, man. I've got to tell everybody a little bit about this. I've done a lot of events in Christmas, a lot of events during Christmas parties, holidays. I mean, you name it, I've been in all of them. And probably the most authentic experience I have ever had in the last 12 years was at Chesapeake. And I'm telling you guys, so everybody's watching so that they can get a little perspective of the whole thing. We're talking like there is like Secret Santas. There's like things like, we're gonna go into the humidor of Reverend Mike, and we're gonna see what we're gonna pick out.
Yeah,
It's gonna
yeah.
be like surprises that have no people have no idea even what to expect. I mean, I got into the bidding. I mean, we're talking like the good bottles of bourbon coming out, great fratellos, great
It's a
cigars.
fun
It was
time. It's a
fantastic.
fun time.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. So, Omar, you founded Fratello in 2013, and if I'm incorrect, please correct me. Um, and when you look up Fratello online, it says it's the fastest growing boutique cigar brand. I hate that term because I don't consider you guys boutique. I
Yeah.
love everything in your line. So, from your opinion, what's one of the things that people get wrong about quote unquote boutique cigars?
I think when people are talking about boutique cigars, they're talking about small crafted combined with small companies, and maybe the other way around: small companies and then small craft
Yep.
cigars. And so, I think that the issue with the word boutique is that it can honestly, be everybody in the entire industry. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like everybody is relatively small and craft. Now there's like
Right.
the micro small, right? But if you're talking in comparison to who we are in terms of the bigger scheme of tobacco related products, we are a subfraction of tobacco. I mean, there's 14 billion, cigarettes are produced every year, right? Like we're
Yep.
not even a $1.5 billion a year industry. You know what I mean? So I think the term gets cannibalized a lot. Honestly, I feel like we're more of a medium-sized company now than we were
Yeah.
some years back. And when I say medium, it can also be a determinant factor about. I don't think it's just the amount of products that you're producing. It's also the actual presence that you have. So Fratello, for example, is being represented in over 1,200 retailers nationwide. We have like 34 countries. You know what I mean? There's like we manufacture in Dominican Republic, in Nicaragua at the same time, and we have a large following, right? Like so, but would that be considered a boutique or would that be considered small? I
Doesn't
mean,
sound
maybe,
boutique
maybe
to me.
not.
I mean,
Yeah,
again, you guys are rocking it. I love it. I love it. So, look, I know you've told this story before. I mean, from NASA to a Fratello future, how did those two worlds collide?
my God, it was definitely an interesting transition. I remember Rob in 2016 when I left NASA to sell cigars full time. A lot of people didn't know that around that time, I was still I had developed Fratello into like a 200, 300, account following by the time 2016 had come around, which was also 3.5 years after I had started Fratello. And quite honestly, it was probably one of the most challenging, difficult decisions of my life to have left NASA to do cigars full time,
Hmm.
specifically when the S-ship taxes, not the S-ship, like the toughest regulations of premium cigars under the FDA were being implemented in 2016. I mean,
Yeah.
even Rocky Patel looking at me and saying, "Bro, this is crazy. Don't
Yeah.
do
What
it.
are you doing? Right.
Like,
Yeah. Right.
what are you doing?" And so I took the risk still because I felt like it was the right thing to do. But it was definitely a gigantic transition, so much to the point that, for months on end after I left NASA, I was regretting it. But things come around because there was a big article in the Washington Post in 2017, about 8 to 9 months after I had left NASA, that published an article on the front page of the Financial Times. NASA analyst leaves $200,000 a year job to sell cigars, and for
I've
me,
seen that article. Yeah.
that was huge. He just exploded after that and kept the explosion going. So
Well, you got to be happy with it. I mean, it's been an amazing journey for you, right?
yeah, yeah, for sure. There's a lot of things that you can pick up from, your background in whatever business that you're in
Great.
to transition or you know bring into something else. For me,
Yep.
there was a lot of program management. For me,
Hmm.
there was a lot of development of management procedures. For me, there was a lot of organizational skills and attention to detail. So those are things that I definitely brought with me from my time at NASA to cigars as well.
And you're rocking it out, my friend. So look,
Thank
I know we've
you.
had a bunch of these. I know you have some good ones. What's one cigar moment you'll never forget?
Ooh. So
I know that's a tough one, but we all have a few.
2013, and I remember this very, very well. So 2013, at the end of 2013, after I had launched Fratello, it was not even 6 months after I had launched Fratello, we were killing it, Rob. I was traveling Monday, so I would work for NASA Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 12-hour days, so that I can have Fridays off. And I would travel on Thursday nights just so that I can get an opportunity to have and sell cigars on a Friday, Saturday, and come back home on Sunday. I did that for
Yeah.
4 years, right? During that first 6 months after I had launched the brand, I immediately started that travel. I immediately started, you know, that exposure to the industry. I was so proud
Hmm.
of where Fratello was and how many people were smoking my cigars. So I remember visiting one of my very close friends in Pennsylvania. And
Okay.
during that time, it was Christmas, and Christmas is my favorite time of the year. I
Hmm.
had the Fratello Clásico Corona, which is still one of my personal favorite cigars of all time. The
Nice.
Clásico Corona, it's fantastic,
It
period, end of
is.
story. And I was smoking that cigar outside. When I lit that up, I was looking inside and I could see my son and my daughter, much younger at that time. We're talking 12 years ago, right? My
Yeah,
daughter
yeah.
was like 5 and my boy was like 2. And I was just watching them just run around and play. And there was a fire inside. I was outside by myself,
Hmm.
and it was 65 degrees in Pennsylvania.
Right. For the holidays, which never
December,
happens. Which never
December, like
happens.
22nd. I mean, we're
Yeah.
talking, it was crazy. I was like, that cigar had never tasted so good
That's
since that
awesome.
particular moment then.
That's very cool. So I've got one, not quite as great as that one, but my first cigar I ever tried, I was mid 20s. I knew nothing about cigars. Remember back in the day, like in the 80s and 90s, you could go into the mall and there would be like a cigar shop in the mall. So I'm like, I want to try a cigar. I go into this shop. I bought the biggest, stupidest Churchill I found. I go up to the counter. And again, Omar, I knew nothing. So I say to the guy, what do I bite the end off?
Oh my
So he looks at me
God.
like I'm literally stupid. He goes, "No, we'll cut it for you." So I bought it, he cut it, I took it home, went out on the deck. I smoked that whole thing in about 35 minutes. I inhaled every puff. I was sick the rest of the day, my friend. I'll never
Oh
forget it. I'll never
my
forget it.
God. That was memorable for
But
sure.
again, I knew nothing. I know a little bit
Yeah.
more now. So,
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Memorable indeed.
oh, definitely memorable. So, what's the next Fratello you're excited about that maybe you haven't told anyone yet? You have something coming out, maybe you can talk about a little bit.
Yeah. I'm very excited about the Fratello 1821.
Ooh,
It
okay.
is a new cigar that we had launched this year.
Okay.
Unfortunately, due to delays of a multitude of things, not just myself, which at the end of the day, I blame myself because it really would have loved to have the cigar launch in November of this year. Now it's going to be
Hmm.
looking like January 21st.
Okay.
I was definitely, I am definitely incredibly excited about the Fratello 1821. It's one of those cigars. It's the first time we ever do a Dominican Puro with an enormous amount of body. I've been working this for over 2 years,
Okay. Okay.
and it's going to be launching in January, and we are beyond excited. I mean, this cigar wrap, it's like, the Fratello Classico collided with the Arlequin, blended with the Corona, and just a baby 1821 was born. I mean, it's just
Oh man.
incredible.
Oh,
Full
I'm excited. I
flavor,
can't wait to try it.
balance, got a beautiful spice, not too much of it, creamy on the aftertaste, not on the
Okay.
front palate. It's fantastic. So
I
I'm
know
very
you're going to
excited about that.
allocate some for our shop, right? We're going to get
Of
some, I
course,
hope. All right. Cool. Cool.
100%, 100%.
So speaking of your cigars in your line, I have a couple that I like them all, and I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass, no pun intended. Everything in your line's great. I've got a
Thank
couple
you.
that stand out. One of my favorites is the Bianco Nero. Shannon bought me a box of those for my birthday, either this year or last year, and I had never tried one. Man, that cigar is phenomenal,
Thank you.
phenomenal. And we saw that it was rated in 88. Oh, we were mad.
It
The
was a
Reverend
slap.
actually sent an email to the magazine blasting them for the rating. That's one of my
Love it.
favorites. And you know what was really stands out to me,
Yeah.
Omar? The Pocahontas.
Beautiful cigar.
That's really good. I tried it, didn't have any, expectations. A little bit more full body than I expected, but I like full
Yes.
bodied. Really good stick. Really good
Thank
stick.
you, thank you. I was disappointed as well, and then I always think about, like, that was their experience at that moment. If
Yeah.
if they would have smoked a cigar in a different situation or at a different venue or after a different meal, everything can change your
Oh, absolutely.
perception
Yeah.
upon a cigar. And so I am disappointed sometimes that sometimes reviewers don't spend the time to do more than one cigar. Sometimes they just base it on the first experience, and I think that you can
Agreed.
never judge
Agreed.
a book by its cover or your first cigar or your first puff. I think you should give it a couple of chances because I agree 100%. The Bianco Nero, with the balance of that medium to full body cigar on
It's
a
so good.
perfecto prensado shape that gives it
Yes.
so many layers. That's what the beauty of this. It
Hmm.
starts off with a little bit more of compressed flavor as you pull in because of the prensado. Then it opens up and gives you different flavors at that time. Then it flattens out and gives you another nuances of flavors. To me, it's
It's so
just
good.
it's a ball of complexity.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And again, it's probably my favorite in your line, but I smoke them all.
Thank you.
So Omar, man, thanks for doing this. I wanted to keep it short and sweet. Looking forward to see you in a couple weeks. I think we're about 3 weeks out, I think.
Yes, I'm gonna bring some pretty cool stuff too. So expect
Everyone's
some
asking
really
me, is
nice stuff.
Omar bringing anything? I'm like, I don't know what he's bringing. I'm sure
We
he'll come.
are,
He's not
we
going to come
are,
empty-handed.
we are. Let them continue to ask because what's coming is good.
Yeah, and I saw the delivery that came in yesterday or the day before. Won't say what it is here, but the last one in existence. That's pretty cool. So
It
I
is
think the
pretty
guys are going to go
cool.
nuts for that.
Yes, for sure. No, I appreciate also the time. I look forward to seeing you and the rest of the crew in a couple of weeks, and it will be another memorable time.